guys, darlings. Welcome to my sector of the universe. This is Jess with Capella Wellness, here to help you step into your truth and star into your power. For those of you who've never been here before, welcome. Thank you so much for being here for the first time. I'm so glad you're here. For those of you who are returning for another weekly, thank you for rejoining me for another one of these readings. And to those of my who are my subscribers, thank you so very much for your love, your loyalty, and support. It means the world to me. I am forever grateful to each and every one of you. I want to mention that I have my first Capella class. People usually call them master classes, but I wanted to do something different and call it a Capella class on reintegrating the divine feminine. I have 3 different sessions for those. If you want more information, you can stick around to the end of the reading, or you can check out the description box below on more information about what that entails and how to book it and the dates and times and things like that. Also, if you would like a personal reading with me or a coaching session, that information is in the description box below. All right. I wish you guys a wonderful, beautiful, motivational, inspiring week, and I wish you a happy Valentine's Day. With that being said, let's get into your reading. Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your weekly reading. How are you? I hope you are doing... I'm trying to pick different words. I was going to say superfluous. That does not make any sense. I hope you guys are doing super. That's what I really wanted to say. All right, Virgo. I'm also sending you many, many blessings and much, much love this week and for the weekend ahead. Happy advanced Valentine's Day. Happy early Valentine's Day, however you want to say it. If you've never been here before, Virgo, what we're going to do here is we're going to see what your overall theme is for this week, what you need to focus on, and what you need to avoid for your spiritual growth. Because that is what this is about, so that you can align yourself with and attract the many blessings and miracles God has waiting for you. Stick around to the end so you can see what other guidance Spirit has for you with regards on how to navigate these energies. You'll get an affirmation of the week along with what crystal to use to help you with your healing. And we'll also see what the full moon in Leo is bringing you, which occurs on February 16th. It is also at the same time that Mars and Venus have an exact conjunction at 16 degrees of Capricorn. That's going to be magical. And then we're also going to tap into the energies surrounding your love situation. All right? Okay, let's see what your overall theme is for this week. Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian Syrians. Please reveal to us for our highest good. What is the overall theme for Virgo for this week? Oh, wow. You guys have a lot. We have the divine masculine, compatibility, chivalry, and abundance. Okay. Bottom of the deck, though, is worthiness. All right. Some of you feel like you are not enough. You're not worthy. You're not deserving of love. You're not deserving of abundance or something. Probably something happened in your past that made you feel this way. Maybe you dealt with a previous relationship where someone always told you weren't good enough, even though you put in a lot of time and effort for that individual or that family or some project or whatever this is. And you're really feeling like, you know, that either you will never amount to anything, or you will never have true love, or you'll never have a family, or whatever this is for you. God is already saying to remind yourself that you are a child of God, that you are a precious gem, that you are valuable, okay? But until you start seeing that within yourself, Virgo, other people are not going to find you valuable. They're not going to see your worth. That's how it works, right? It's what happened with me. I was talking about this to one of my clients and how when I was analyzing my relationships, I was undervalued in every single one of them. And why? Because I did not value myself. I had lack of self-worth. There was no self-love there. There was very little, very low self-esteem. I was wanting to be someone else instead of being grateful and appreciative of the person that God made me. And I was trying to look for ways to try to validate my worth, right? Trying to get into relationships that were not fulfilling and trying to do too much for those people. Even in my 10-year marriage that I ended, it was the same thing. Everything that I tried to do, it wasn't good enough, supposedly. But what I was realizing was that I was doing stuff to feel validated by the other person. I was not setting boundaries. I was not speaking my mind, my truth. I was not standing up for myself. I didn't see the true value in me because I didn't have God in my life. Well, I did, but I stopped going to God at one point because I got angry because of everything that I was experiencing in my life, especially what happened in my marriage. I was like, well, I thought I was doing all of this stuff and this happened. So then I started to kind of walk away a little bit from God, and that's when everything started to go downhill. See what happens? And then I started to realize that I already had that value. Again, that I was a precious gem because I was always a child of God. And that God was always protecting me and providing for me. He was trying to get me to see that, right? It's like your reflection here. Some of you really need to go within. It's like Ace of Cups. Do some self-reflection and start wondering why you feel like you're not worthy of something. Why you're doubting yourself. You don't believe in yourself. It could very well stem from your past relationships, your ancestral patterns, all of the above. Maybe you are in a connection right now with someone who is not giving you the time of day or who's not reciprocating what you are giving to them. Again, this is like lack of unequal give and take here for some of you. All right, this is for those of you in a connection already, and you're thinking again. It's like, okay, well, I do all this stuff, and well, they keep rejecting me. I'm seeing Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups. Why do I keep being rejected? Could even be from jobs, right? If this is dealing with rejection, Virgo, that's protection from God. That means that whatever you're being left out on the cold from, whatever being you're rejected from, God is protecting you from more pain, from more suffering, from more hurts, like Three of Swords. There's a silver lining to everything. So if we're feeling like we're not worthy of when something doesn't go our way, or we don't get that job or that promotion or that relationship or something, it has nothing to do with your worth. Okay, let me rephrase that. It has nothing to do with you not being worthy. That's what I want to say. It's just because that's not God's plan for you. But until you start to realize how valuable you truly are, and that you love yourself for who you are, what you look like, what you do, how you talk, how you conduct, your work, or how you are fulfilling your mission, whatever this is for you, how you care for people, but coming from a healthy place on how you care for people. It's so funny. I channel so much and then it just cuts off and I lose my train of thought. When you realize all those things about yourself, right, you start to attract the same type of energies. But it starts with you first. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's a saint. You don't have to get it right all the time. And I know for Virgos, you can be perfectionist sometimes. I know I have very strong Virgo in my chart, and I didn't know about this until I looked at my own chart, and it made a lot of sense. Ever since I was a child, I was a crazy perfectionist, okay? I've got Jupiter, Mars, and Saturn in Virgo in the second house, so imagine that, okay? So that is quite a bit. And then Gemini Sun, right? Virgo, Mercury ruled by Virgo, and Gemini ruled by Mercury. The mind, yeah, don't even get me started. So I was trying to be perfect in every way. And even when I was focusing on that and stuff didn't go right, or especially with relationships, I'm like, holy cow, am I really not good enough still? And then what would I do? I'd overdo it and overdo it and overdo it. And I'd give too much of myself. I'd overcommit. And it just got me into just some crazy places. Even at my job. Even at my job. That happens. That does not happen anymore. I put the kibosh on all that nonsense. So you have to understand that you are deserving of all things that are beautiful, wonderful, harmonious. You're deserving of abundance. You're deserving of a gentleman, a divine masculine. We have those cards there with the chivalry card and divine masculine. But when we get too much into the distorted feminine energies, that's when we start to attract distorted masculines. That's when we start to attract jobs and friendships and things where we're not going to be valued. We're going to be taken advantage of, right? So don't worry about what happened in the past, Virgo. Don't worry about, who did you wrong, what you did do, what you didn't do, what happened in your past. Let the past go. And know that you are deserving, again, of everything that your heart's desires. But you have to be in alignment with that. We have to be in alignment with that. And if you start to realize what you've been doing all this time in your life, and especially with relationships and how you've never really had fulfilling relationships, just like what happened in my case, you start to see something about yourself that you never saw before. Like, again, that's why self-reflection is needed here, like Ace of Cups. And then you say to yourself, well, you know what? These are the qualities that I love about myself. These are my strong suits. I always did this. I'm very strong in that. I'm very gifted in this. I'm very talented in that. And start to love yourself because of those things. Not because of what everybody else says you're good at. It's what you know you're good at, what you're skilled at. Even the physical attributes about yourself that you love. That's going to help you to start to love yourself more. It's like with me. I was telling my son this the other day on a walk we had. I was totally undervaluing my mind, my intelligence. Ever since I was a child, I was one of the smartest kids in school. I was very gifted. I excelled in practically everything that I touched. I wasn't just good at it, and this is not bragging, this is just a fact, but this is because I was an overachiever. And sometimes that still creeps up, and I have to let go of that, right? Again, with like my strong Virgo in my chart, and trying to be the perfectionist here. But things came to me naturally. And every time I got good at something, people were expecting me to be good at it. And then that's when the pressure came. And then as I got older and that wasn't working as well, that's when it really hit me. And I had a little bit of self-worth and lack of self-confidence issues since I was in middle school. And it just progressed after that. And I didn't have a boyfriend till college. I kept getting rejected. But let me tell you, knowing what I know now, God was completely protecting me because I was way too naive and I could have gotten myself into some serious trouble if God would have allowed me to have a boyfriend. I'm telling this for somebody for some sort of reason. Yet what I had was my brilliant mind. But yet I wanted to be the popular one and the one who was attracting the cute guys. And, I wanted the boyfriend. I wanted this. And it's weird because I didn't like attention, but I wanted to be more liked by other people, but more by the popular people. I was kind of neutral. Everyone saw me as the goody two-shoes and everything, but I had an issue with this. And it actually stemmed from what I saw in my own family with my parents. But I'll get to that some other time. And I wasn't valuing my intellect. Even the qualities about myself that were pretty awesome. That some people would be like saying all these things. I had a very compassionate heart, but I was focusing on all the wrong things. So for some of you, this is start to really love the things about you that make you smile, that other people can kind of point out. But don't expect to find that worthiness outside of yourself because it comes from within, just like everything else. The self-love, the self-worth, the self-belief, the self-confidence. Your talents, your skills, your God-given gifts. You are worthy of so much more than you think you are, Virgo. You just have to believe that about yourself. We all do silly things. I've done some silly things in my life. And people will call them mistakes. But you know what I learned the other day? That they're not mistakes. They're just lessons. And I thought that was a beautiful way of looking at that. But what does society do? We make mistakes. Right? They're just circumstances where they're supposed to present lessons to ourselves that we learn from so that we can grow and revolve and learn and eventually teach, which is what we're here for. Okay? If people are judging you, people are saying things about you that are causing you to feel lack of worthiness, don't listen to those people. Because you know why? They don't feel that within themselves either. They may think they do, but when somebody does that, they're going through things. They're going through their own battles. So when you start understanding that you're deserving, okay, and you don't judge yourself, no self-sabotage here, Virgo. If you're doing that, it's got to stop. It's like Five of Wands here. We're all gonna do some silly things. Nobody is perfect. But you know what the interesting is? You are perfect in the eyes of God. Why? Because God made you. The definition of perfect is different. Should be different for everybody. It's not the definition that the world has it like in the Webster Dictionary. You are perfect within, Virgo, because you were created by God. So that is the default, that you are perfect in God's eyes. Okay? So remember that. Abundance. Maybe some of you, this has to do with money. Maybe you don't have enough money and you're associating your worth with money. You can be the richest person in the world, Virgo, but if you have a cold heart and you have lack of self-esteem and you don't love yourself and people don't really love you for who you are and you're bitter and angry and maybe there's all these other things going on in your life that's chaotic and there's drama everywhere, you're not really abundant. Abundance doesn't mean having money. Money does not equate to your self-worth at all. The inner wealth is what is most important. And it's everything else that I talked about with the worthiness card at the bottom of the deck. Okay? When you have that inner worth, Virgo, you attract the outer wealth and the material wealth. You become more abundant with more harmonious friendships, romantic relationships, right? Finding that soulmate, divine counterpart energy, person. Abundant in health, abundant in your mindset, your vibration, even in what you do. Like if you're really passionate about what you do and you're serving others for the greater good of humanity, there's an abundance there with regards to your mission work. And it ties into your emotions, right? Because it makes you feel uplifted and joyous and blissful. There's abundance of all forms. And it's tied into the wheel of life, the 12 areas of life, which is all what the 12 zodiac signs represent. When you're abundant in all those things, then you really have that inner wealth, even a majority of them. Because, right, we're not perfect. We can have some abundance in one area of our life and another one not so much, okay? I know I've experienced that. But I have way more abundance in different areas of my life than I do in just one area of my life. So if you're thinking that you don't have enough money, that you need to be somebody because you have money, that's for somebody here. Remember, it's a collective reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't for somebody else. Be honest with yourself. Money doesn't bring you happiness. Money doesn't bring you worth. Money doesn't bring you love. When you are abundant, it's like 10 of cups. That is the key right there. When you get to the vibration of the 10 of cups, 9 of cups even, you feel more emotionally abundant. And when you have that, you attract the material abundance. All right. So you could be dealing with a divine masculine or some male here or soulmate where they well, not necessarily, but it's possible where maybe in the past they might have acted in a way where it didn't make you feel worthy because you did all these things and you were putting in the effort and they didn't give their time or energy or effort into it. And, you know, you thought you were compatible and now it's like, okay, well, this is not working. What do I need to do differently? That's for somebody here. If you want that person to really value you for who you are, you have to value yourself, right? And that, again, that starts with the self-love stuff. Doing what you love to do. Following your passions, Ace of Wands. 3 of Pentacles. Doing absolutely what you love, staying committed to it. This could also be about some of you need to tap more into your divine masculine energies here. Start taking action on things, you know. Allow people to help you. Or seek out the help needed and not being afraid of doing that. This is you not giving in. There's just something here about some of you, your feminine energies are too low and you got to balance it more out with the masculine energies. I'm seeing Temperance card with this. Or one of the King cards. See with that lion there, Leo energy, courage, bravery, shining your light, taking risks, not being afraid to speak your truth. Some of you need to start doing more of that. Because you know what? If some of you are basing your worth on money, material things, that's distorted masculine. That's why the divine masculine is here. They want you to get away from that distorted masculine energy with regards to thinking that money is everything. Okay? This is about maintaining order in your life, building a solid foundation. You need to start creating something, achieving something, start setting goals and start achieving them. Creating projects for yourself or following through with those projects, right? Not be Page of Pentacles and you're not having to follow through and you're not working hard on it and you're not pushing through it. This is about understanding that you're not weak, that you're strong. Again, with that lion right there, the Strength card. The Strength card also talks about self-belief. Being more confident within yourself. This is a lot of confidence with this divine masculine. Stop being so hard on yourself. Or being overly independent. Because again, I talked about you need help, Virgo. It's not a sign of weakness. We're all here to help each other. Okay. Start getting those results, taking action towards what it is you want to build, what you want to create. All right? Be in alignment. There's something here where you got to really balance, tap in more into your divine masculine energy to bring about more abundance in your life. And chivalry here, and compatibility. Every time I get this card, this is about chivalry is not dead. It does exist out there. I actually experienced it with my divine masculine before he got triggered after doing that with me, because what happened, and I'm saying this for a reason, when my divine masculine was opening the doors for me, I'll never forget it. We went on a date and when I was getting to his car, I opened the door and he closed it and he goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm opening the car door to get into your car." And he goes, "That's not what you're supposed to do. That's my job." I said, "What?" And he looked at me, he goes, "Has no one ever opened a car door for you before?" I said, "No." You should have seen his face. He actually got a little bit angry and he was like, "Are you kidding me, Jess? Nobody's done this for you?" I said, "No." And he shook his head in disbelief and he let out this big sigh and he was like, "I can't believe this." And he goes, "No, let me do that for you." I said, "Okay." So he opened the door for me. I got in the car. When we got to our destination, I waited to see if he was actually going to open the door. He got out of the car. He went around and he opened my door. He opened every other door after that. He took off my jacket when we got to the restaurant. He put it back on when we were leaving. Very gentleman-like. After you type of thing. And I was like, where is this coming from? I've never experienced that in my life, nor have the males in my family have ever done that either. But what happened was with my masculine was that he stopped doing that because I was actually appreciative of him. I thanked him for it. I didn't come back at him and say, "No, well, what are you doing? Like, I'm independent. I can open my own door. I can pour my own drink. I can get my own this. I can put on my own jacket." No. If you think about it, way back when, there was a lot of this going on. And the women were very appreciative of it, right? What's been happening now, some of the women are like, "I have to be excessively independent." That is distorted masculine, not divine masculine. So if somebody's acting like this towards you, Virgo, say thank you. Because what happened with my divine masculine was that every time he was being chivalrous, like a knight in shining armor, he was not being, he was being chastised for it. They were not acknowledging it and they didn't like it. So he stopped doing that. So with me, I was the opposite because I was very appreciative and I let him be the divine masculine that he started off as, but then he ended up going back to being distorted because or actually he was like distorted, but this was already in him, and when it came out, he ended up suppressing it because he thought that I was playing a game with him, thinking that I was trying to get something else out of him. So he thought that me being receptive to this type of energy was a facade. It was an illusion. It was an optical illusion or something. Because before, women were not appreciative of this type of person. This is what the divine masculine does. They are chivalrous. That's actually what they're supposed to be doing. It's part of the role of the divine masculine. It's part of the divine order. Because again, remember, it started off like this at one point, and then it all just went downhill from there. So allow people to be kind to you, especially if they're a male. Yeah, somebody here is thinking, well, what about a narcissist or somebody who's trying to do that to pull one over on you? I get that. But trust your intuition. Watch their words. See if they're consistent. If not, then you're most likely not dealing with a divine masculine, okay? But there are people out there. There are males who are like this out there, Virgo. We have to align with this energy. If you are not feeling worthy of this, then you won't attract this, okay? Now, you may be in the story where the woman, the Samaritan woman at the well, in the story of the Bible, where her first husband, her first husband treated her very poorly. And so she got divorced. The second one was this. And what happened? She left that marriage too, or she got divorced again because she did not feel worthy of this person. Because the first husband made her feel unworthy. Her first husband, did so much damage to her. She thought that it was her fault, that she did something wrong. So by the time she ended up having this amazing second husband, she couldn't deal with it. She felt she was not worthy, so I can't deal with this marriage. Right? What did I do to deserve a divine masculine like this, who's very knightly, who's very gentlemanly? She was thinking, God, I don't deserve this. We're not the ones to tell ourselves that we're deserving of something of not. That is called grace. God gives us grace. It doesn't matter what we've done. He still sees that we are deserving of our heart's desires. So we have to get out of the mentality thinking that we cannot have a relationship or experience people who are like this energy right here. Who are they dote on you. They're very loving, but they're not beta males, okay? They're alpha males. This is alpha right here, but not the super alpha where they're trying to control everything, where they become distorted. Again, it's divine. They know their role as a masculine, but they do the things that are more feminine, the kindness, the nurturing too. It's a balance here. So some of you think that you're not worthy of this, but again, that's because it's your lack of self-worth that may be attracting people who are not like this. And then with the compatibility here, you see how both of these, they're in alignment. When I see this card, they're in alignment. They have the same clothes, the same rug, the same bird. But this is a female. This is a male. He's got a beard. She doesn't. You get the point. These people are compatible because they've reached spiritual mastery. They're now spiritually compatible, but they still are their own person. She doesn't try to control him. She accepts the differences in him. He doesn't try to control her. He accepts the differences in her. And they're working together that way. They're not codependent on each other. They're on each other, their own birds, right? They're not even on the same bird. You see the symbolism in this. They are compatible now because they've reached spiritual maturity. And now they can be spiritually compatible. That is what a lot of the relationships miss. Because being compatible does not mean, oh, my person and I, we both like margaritas and music. We're compatible. We both like watching the same Netflix show. We're compatible, right? No. That alone doesn't make you compatible with someone. If you have the same core values, the same similar dreams, aspirations, goals, that is being spiritually compatible. The same, like similar belief systems even is very important. If one person doesn't believe in God and the other one doesn't, that's not spiritual compatibility. Even if one person wants to have children and the other one doesn't, be very careful with that because that doesn't always really work. I've seen a family member where they got into that and it just wasn't pleasant. They kind of try to force God or tried to play God and it didn't work out so well. And they're pretending that it is working out, but it's not. Stuff like that, guys, is important in a relationship. And especially if it's one of the divine, you have to have God first and foremost in your life above everything else if you want to attract a divine companionship, okay? And that requires you to reach spiritual maturity, to be spiritually compatible with someone when you are vibrating at the same level, but you are respecting each other's differences. And you might have some beliefs or things that you may not be in agreement with, but they could be very small things where it's not at the like up there in your life. Excuse me. Okay. So some of you need to look towards the spiritual side of things and look to God first. So you can attract someone who's going to be truly compatible with you. But again, it starts with you first. The self-love and the self-worth here. Okay. I'm also getting another message with this, Virgo. Some of you have attracted, because you're vibrating at the highest frequency of all, you've attracted this male who doesn't seem like he exists. It's the dream guy, okay? Someone who puts God first and foremost in his life, takes action, does not see sensitivity as a form of weakness. All of these things the divine masculine is. Respects the divine feminine. Helps the divine feminine to support her. Divine masculine is the ultimate provider and protector of the feminine, the family, and the home. That is the role of divine masculine because that is part of the divine order. That's how it should have been always, but again, we've fallen away from that. Okay? And you've attracted this person. They are very, very chivalrous. They're going to open the doors for you and put on your jacket and take it off and bring you flowers. Maybe there's something with pink roses for you. I know this is a very big message for me. Pink roses are about unconditional love. Red roses are about eros love, romantic love. Okay? This person is going to be doting on you. because you've attracted this. You're now compatible with this person because you found your self-worth. You no longer allow anyone to take advantage of you. You're no longer a doormat. You're standing in your power as an empress here. You've learned about this. And as I said, when you finally understand the worth and the value within yourself and you love yourself, you attract this type of male, this type of person. And now you're really compatible because you're vibrating at this level of a divine. Okay? You are now divine feminine and you're attracting now the divine masculine. And there's abundance here. I'm getting for some of you, what you are attracting very soon is what I'm hearing, Virgo. You're going to have abundance in so many different forms. Abundance with this type of love. True love, divine love, okay? Someone who's very compatible with you. You guys are going to build an empire together. I see Empress and Emperor together here. It's like a power couple. You guys are now mature enough to experience this type of heavenly connection. That divine connection, okay? I'm seeing 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups with this. It's like you're going to have it all. Because you understand what true compatibility is. And again, you guys have reached that level. And maybe when this comes in, for those of you who've done the work, you might feel like you're not worthy of this. It might come back to you because you're not going to believe what's coming your way. For those of you who've achieved that mastery here and you're vibrating at that violet flame frequency, you're not going to believe, and it comes with material wealth too, because maybe this divine masculine is going to be supporting you. I said the ultimate provider and protector. And maybe because this person is going to be very generous with you, they could very well have like a very prominent business, successful business, or it came into money or something, and they want to provide for you, and it's not going to help you out with whatever it is that you're dealing with. They're also going to provide for you financially, and maybe you're not going to feel worthy of this because you had financial hardships, or in the past you had difficulties with money because maybe you were finding worth in material things to fill a void. That's for somebody here. And your divine masculine is going to be so kind to you. I'm hearing buying you a car, buying you a house, paying off your debt. And you're going to be like, what? I'm seeing 6 of Pentacles times 10 with this. And you're going to feel a little bit guilty, just a little bit. Because maybe there's a little bit of shame with regards to you still not having enough. Maybe you're still undergoing some financial hardships with 5 of Pentacles or something. Or because what happened in your past, you might still be in debt because of the stuff that you went through. Again, trying to validate your worth with material things. And now this person is going to, they're going to tell you, no, I'm going to take care of everything now, Virgo. That's his role. That is his role. I know for some of you, if you're female, they're like, well, I want me to be independent. I don't want to rely on no man for money and all this stuff. That's your prerogative. But after my ascension process and talking to God and what God has showed me, God has specifically told me that my masculine is going to take the lead with providing and protecting, which includes the financial part of things. Okay? God is our only source and supply. So he's given the role of the masculine to be also part of that source and supply. But he's getting that supply from God, all right? Divine masculine. And God told me, let your counterpart take the lead in this. You will take the lead in being the nurturer and the caretaker of providing your masculine with the unconditional love to help him thrive. That's how it works. That is part of God's will, the divine order. That's why we have to stop. Some of us have to stop being excessively independent. Allow God to bring in that help for you, because you guys are supposed to work in tandem. It's a partnership here. It's a companionship that is of a divine nature. This is how God ordained it. But society has gotten way off of this, and some of the masculines think that with money they have control and power, and that's what's gone off the wayside, right? We need to get back to what God intended for man and woman to live on this earth. You will find a lot of abundance in having that type of marriage, that type of companionship. Just watch. Because there are men out there who will be supportive and protective of you without trying to overstep their boundaries and trying to control you. And we have to stop controlling them. Emasculating, whatever that word is. The divine masculine knows the role of the divine feminine. He can be vulnerable with her. He doesn't see her kindness and nurturing and vulnerability, her sensitivity as a weakness, because he doesn't see it either, and not in himself, because he has those things balanced. Okay? Oh my gosh, these readings. It's a lot. Okay? It's a lot, Virgo, but it's what I channel. I am tuned in very heavily to my angels. Let's see what you need to focus on. What does Virgo need to focus on for this week? Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian Sirians. Thank you. Oh boy. Look, it's the sun in the reverse. Leo energy, right? You know what? This is the first time I've ever read this card, because the sun is the divine masculine. What they just told me is this is the distorted masculine. Okay? Maybe you're still dealing with a distorted masculine. And you have to work towards becoming the divine feminine to attract the divine masculine. As for some of you here. Okay? But this is interesting, because this is what they told me. I'm hearing just read this as a distorted masculine card, and that's exactly what I'm doing. But they don't want you to focus on that. See, what's happening is, for some of you, it's part of why I talked about the excessive independence or trying to control everything, thinking that you have to do everything. And this is not a knock on some of you who think about, I don't need a man, I don't need this. Again, it's your prerogative. But if you were drawn here, there's a huge message for some of you with regards to kind of really being honest with yourself. Do you really want to do everything because of what happened in the past? Okay? Because some of you may have been married before or dealt with a relationship where the male had full control, and maybe had full control of the finances, maybe didn't let you spend things, or even have access to the bank accounts or something like that, or they were very frugal when it came to getting things for the kids. Oh, you can't spend money on this, yet they go out and spend a $5,000 TV. That may be specific for somebody, okay? I don't channel just a channel. That just came out for somebody. So, and you're thinking, no, you probably left this marriage or this relationship, and you're saying, or you saw this growing up, okay? And you're like, nope, I don't need anybody. It's kind of funny because, with my own story, my father taught me and my sisters to be independent, but that kind of backfired on us because we ended up doing too much. And it caused issues in the marriages. For me, I got out of it, okay? I stopped doing that. But in my sister's cases, they're overworked and they have health issues. And this is not me just putting my stuff out there about my sisters, but this is an example, okay? For me in my marriage, I was not happy. I didn't feel like I was enough, again, with the worthiness card because of everything that I was doing. Yet, my husband at the time, it was like he wasn't really helping out. I had that issue where he was being like that, where no, you can't spend money on this for the baby. But then he went out and bought the TV. That's probably why I said that. But if somebody here has a very similar experience, which is why I said that. Stuff like that, okay? And of course, I'm not knocking on my ex-husband either because I still love him anyway. I've already forgiven him a long time ago because that was for me. I'm at peace right now because of that. And you know what the crazy thing is? Because I've forgiven my ex-husband for how he was, I've learned to not be in this state where, oh, I don't need help. I can do everything on my own. Because we're not meant to do everything on our own. Why do you think God created Eve in that Adam and Eve story, right? And as a collective, we're here to support each other. So there's that too. So forgiving my ex-husband for how he was, it actually helped heal him. And he's actually being more appreciative of what I've been doing, especially as a single parent, especially now that I've taken on full custody when we used to have 50-50. So you see how this works? And I know for me right now, I'm doing what I can. And I know God has specifically told me justice is not going to last forever. Because I'm attracting my divine masculine. But as I said, my God literally spoke to me before a Sagittarius reading weeks ago and said, He is going to provide and protect you and your son. Let him take the lead. Let him handle these departments because this is what I've asked the masculine to do. This is part of my divine order. I'm telling you, this is exactly what I was told. And then I take care of the other stuff. I take the lead with the other things, with helping my masculine thrive, with the nurturing and the unconditional loving and being compassionate and the serving, but serving from God first, and then me, and then my counterpart, and then the family type of thing. But the balance. Not overdoing it with the service, okay? So some of you, it could be an ego block here. And it could very well be with a relationship that you dealt with before, whether it's a marriage or not, where you went through everything that I said with the controlling. But there's got to be a balance, guys. I mean, I can talk about this forever. And I see all of that now because God has shown me the truth, especially with regards to my role, my divine counterpart's role, and the role of the family, how we're supposed to operate in the family. So you got to build up your self-confidence here again. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Okay? God did not design us to do everything, to be 10 of Wands. But get your vibration up so you can attract Someone who's truly spiritually compatible, and you will attract this guy, because some of you are attracting this person. Okay? Because you're vibrating at that violet flame level. He's got the violet flame cloak on. I look at Saint Germain with this card. All right? There's some childhood healing that needs to be done. Like I said, some of you may have seen this in a previous marriage, which probably led you to having relationships that were very similar to what you saw growing up with controlling people or people who were distorted. Okay. You got to find the light of truth in this, which is why I was talking about the truth. God is going to be the one to show you the truth. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that the divine masculine does exist. Because he does. It's just that the Piscean age has made so many of them distorted. All right? Understand your worth. Start having a little bit more fun in your life to raise your vibration, because some of you are dimming your light. Go have some fun. There's playfulness here that God is calling you to do some more of. This could even be where, like I said, about controlling, about no, you have to, I control all the money, you have to ask me for money. This also talks about a permission slip. People treating you like a child. And maybe you, as I said, you've been like this in your childhood. You had controlling parent or parents, or controlling spouse in the past, or maybe you're dealing with a spouse who's like this now. Okay. No one is supposed to control anybody. Male does not control female, and female does not control male either. God controls those people. So some of you are dealing in situations where permission slip is required, or you're being treated like a child. It's up to you to get out of those situations. Because right now you're not happy with it. You're ultimately responsible for your well-being and your happiness, Virgo. And yeah, some of you have to do some childhood healing here. Hangman, another major arcana at the bottom of the deck. Look at this from a different perspective. Go within, meditate. Some of you, your chakras are out of alignment. I'm hearing for some of you, your solar plexus chakra needs to be healed, which is why the sun is in the reverse. You have to let go and let God. Some of you might be wanting union with your counterpart, but you're not in alignment yet. You have to be vibrating at this level. This is a blissful card. This is a high frequency. This is violet flame frequency here. Some of you got to get to that level first, because this is also a card of union. This is the counterparts reuniting, okay? Reconnecting. But there's something about your chakras out of alignment. You might be continuing to be in chaotic situations. You got to remove yourself from the chaos here. And start looking at things differently. Look at it from a different angle. Really go within and start to better understand. Like I did, self-reflection. Do some introspection. Self-reflect to see why. Why you feel unworthy. Why do you not feel valued? Why do you think you may not be deserving of love or of the divine chivalrous masculine? That might be a very hard question for some of you to ask yourselves. Are you blocking yourself from having that person because of what was done in the past? Again, I talked about an ego block, right? Maybe that's what it is. But understand, you have to trust God. You have to have faith. For some of you who are waiting for union, you have to be patient. Maybe there's some sort of stagnancy here with regards to your healing for some of you. Maybe some of you are saying this is taking too long, or like, is this even going to work out? Divine timing. Patience is needed here. If you're thinking about union with your counterpart. That's for some of you who have to get more in alignment with your higher self and continue your healing. Because maybe you took a pause in your healing. Maybe you're trying to control the connection. You're trying to force your person to communicate or to get their feelings out or something like that. I don't know, that's for somebody here. But you have to take a time out. You have to let nature take its course. You have to allow yourself to just be patient and let God handle everything, especially if you're a divine counterpart and your person's still healing. For others of you who are coming into union, I'm hearing that the wait is over. There were some delays here for whatever reason. Could be something about a child. Okay, 2 kids, maybe. Because maybe whatever delay was, your person was thinking about, if you have a child and they have a child, or you have children, they have children, something about blending families. Maybe they needed to get something in order. Maybe they were thinking about, blending these 2 families together because they've never experienced something like that. Maybe they had a change of heart and they looked at it from a different angle and said, you know what, this isn't going to be so bad. Right? And then God showed them the truth that, if we blend these families, it's not going to be so bad. That's for somebody specific here. Being a bit optimistic about this. But before, it could have even been their ego block with regards to taking on somebody else's child, perhaps. Because I did say with my channeling, when God was talking to me about providing for me and my son. And maybe before, even my person was thinking, like, I don't know, can I even do that? Because that's a big responsibility, right? But it's based on whatever God is telling my masculine to do. It's the same thing with other masculines. And maybe your masculine's kind of contemplating about this as well. So yeah, for those coming into union, this probably was, things were suspended because of something with children here, or a child, or again, the thought of blending the families for those who have children. All right, but I'm hearing that the wait is over, that truth is going to come to light here. There's going to be clarity. Some of you are going to get clarity on something. Again, like the truth is coming out. And it has to do, for some of you, it has to do something with kids or family or something like that, okay? Let's see what you need to avoid. What does Virgo need to avoid at this time? Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian Syrians, please and thank you. It's another reversal, isn't it? 7 of Pentacles. See what I talk about being patient? See, this is the wait is over card. I said that. The 7 of Pentacles in the reverse is the wait is over. All right? somebody's masculine had to do some thinking here before fully committing to this. They were probably also, again, there could have been something about working on finances or working on something to make sure that everything was all set in preparation for this, because some of you are dealing with, and again, it's not all of you, some of you are dealing with masculines who already have a kid, at least one kid or kids. All right. And if you have one too, or have some of them, they are waiting. They wanted to make sure that everything was in its proper place, so to speak, so that they can provide for your kid or kids too. All right. So for some of you, as I said, the wait is over. And now you're going to have this prosperous new beginning with your counterpart. Others of you, this is about a poor return of investment on your investments. Some of you are literally putting money into things that are not for your personal growth, that are not for your evolution of the soul, that are not for your well-being, your health, right? This is tending to your garden here. Some of you are focusing on things that are not, beneficial to you, especially with regards to your health. Okay, we have two reversals here. And I don't usually get reversals, but they wanted me to read these. All right. So, this is, some of you are being bogged down with responsibilities, right? You're putting too much time, energy, and effort into things that are not for your personal growth. I was talking about that with the energies, the distorted masculine, where just excessive independence, trying to do too much, trying to do everything. Yeah, and with the healing, some of you have taken a pause in healing because you're wondering if you're ever going to come into union, if you're ever going to attract the chivalrous divine masculine type of thing, right? You have to continue to work on yourself. Good things take time. If this union is taking a while, again, divine timing. This is a divine timing card too, all right? Let nature take its course. I already said that. You have to continue with your healing. Because some of you, there's still something that is not aligned yet. And I heard again, it's the solar plexus. Some of you still need to continue healing the inner child. All right. If you're having blocks, if you're having issues with that, if you're slowing your own progress down, they're saying to go seek help, find some sort of balance, find somebody who might have gone through this, or find, do some research or something on how to get over this rut, because some of you are stuck. With the hangman there that we saw at the bottom of the deck for the sun card in reverse, some of you feel stuck, or you're literally stuck. You're just hanging there. Some of you may think that you fully healed, but according to these cards, you still have some healing to do. There's some things that are missing. And maybe it's because, like I said, maybe some of you are trying to force the union to happen, or to force your masculine to do something, to communicate, or to whatever this is. This is for some of you, not for all of you. There's stagnancy here, or some of you have regressed because you're probably thinking this is taking too long. This healing is taking too long. Again, everything happens according to God's will. And I talked about, if you're dealing with a divine masculine, you're in this divine counterpart connection. The divine masculines tend to take longer to heal than the feminines. If I didn't already say this, I work with clients. I've seen their divine masculine's birth charts. They have way more karmic debt to pay off, way more things to overcome than the feminines do, because I've looked at both charts. It's the same case with my masculine and me. And I know from what my masculine has told me verbally, he has had a lot of trauma that I wasn't even close to experience. And that is tough to heal from. And we can't expect somebody to be in alignment when we are in alignment. Everyone has their own time to heal and to grow. And some of you, maybe you're just waiting around thinking that the masculine has to heal first. No, if you're a divine feminine, you have to heal first. Or some of you are saying it's been taking too long and you're starting to regress and you're starting to try to take control of things again, you're resisting, okay? Surrendering to God. You have to let go and let God and just be patient. Patience will be greatly rewarded. Your harvest will come, Virgo, but that's your energy right here. But when you release control and you just allow God to do his work, both on you and your person, start going back to putting more time, energy, money in your personal growth here. But keep going. You can't stop here. Some of you have made a lot of progress. You have to keep going. Yeah, others of you with union here, that is the weight is over card here. Look, I said temperance, bottom of the deck. Maybe you're dealing with the Sagittarius, maybe not, doesn't have to be. But there's an imbalance in masculine and feminine energies, exactly what I said. You got to get back to that sacred balance here, Virgo. Excuse me. Got to get back to that sacred balance. Just go with the flow. Don't try to control things. Again, go back to taking care of yourself. Let nature take its course. What is natural to you? What is for your highest good? All right. Start getting back to that. If you haven't even gone to that, start working on that. You gotta have your masculine and feminine energies balanced. That's part of what is needed before union can manifest. Okay. Oh gosh, that sneeze barely made my nose a little stuffy. Get back to focusing on finding harmony and inner peace within yourself. Maybe do some more yoga. Get back to yoga, whatever this is. Patience. Patience again. The divine is really emphasizing, Virgo, that you need to let God do his thing. You have to follow what the divine order is. These are both divine timing and patience cards. And the Hanged Man is that too. That's 3 times. Virgo. You have to be patient. Lack of patience means that your masculine and feminine energies are getting out of balance. Patience deals with the feminine. Same thing with the masculine. You gotta balance the two. Don't try to take action on everything. Don't try to force and control everything. Just go with the flow. It's according to what God wants, not what you want. This is healing also. You need to allow yourself the time to heal. You need to allow your person the time to heal. Okay? Others of you, again, the wait is over. You've been so patient. For those of you who've done the work and who haven't tried to force anything to happen, you've had a tremendous amount of patience. Your energies are now balanced. You have achieved that sacred balance within yourself, Virgo. Your patience is really paying off. Really paying off. That's why you are attracting something that you're not going to believe this actually. You've attracted somebody that people would kill for. And there's a lot of abundance that comes with it. And if you want to look at the 7 of Pentacles, this is the Millionaire card. You're reaping what you sowed, Virgo. You're getting your harvest now. because you were patient and you planted the right seeds. And what's going to happen is in that garden, you're going to have like a mass amount of apple orchards, or what you thought you were planting, you were going to get from, you're sprouting. What's growing here is they're going to be things that you didn't expect. And you're like, wait, I planted those seeds? God is giving you grace. He's giving you favor. And you're going to think, there's no way I deserve this, but you do. Virgo, for those of you who've really done the work, you do. There's a lot of abundance here, and the Sun card is abundance, new beginnings, prosperity. There's money here with this. But a lot of growth, you guys are going to continue healing together. I mean, you've really manifested someone quite amazing, Virgo. God is giving you something that you did not expect at all. You were obedient. You followed through with your mission. You continued to be patient because you knew it was like, this is taking a long time. And for some of you, they want me to go back to the Seven of Pentacles. For some of you, it's been 7 years. You've been on this journey for 7 years. There's some significance with the number 7. This is the most divine number in all of the Bible, okay? There's 7s everywhere. Because you were obedient to God and you were patient. You let God work his magic. You knew that it was according to God's will, and you just continued to do what God wanted you to do. And because you had this tremendous amount of patience, now two are becoming one. This is also what they call, I've heard somebody call this the twin flame angel. You are now becoming one with your divine counterpart, your divine masculine, because you're now fully compatible from a spiritual standpoint, okay? Look what's underneath that, Ace of Chalices. See? New love. True love is coming in now. The love of a lifetime is coming for those of you who were patient and obedient. Others of you, you have to do the self-reflection. It's the self-love here, okay? Look, the Magician. I said you manifested this, did I not? Virgo, for those who've done the work, you've manifested this. Others of you, you have to start taking inspired action to what God is telling you to do. And don't be afraid of that either. You are the alchemist. Your thoughts create your reality. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see what guidance we have for Virgo. Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian Sirians, please reveal to us for our highest good. What guidance do we have for Virgo? Thank you very much. Pink opal, be kind to yourself. Absolutely, Virgo. Appetite, get out of your own, get out of your comfort zone. Oh, there we go. Move from south node to north node. Yeah, be kind to yourself, Virgo. Don't self-sabotage. Cut yourself some slack. The way you talk to yourself can either lift you up or tear you down, so be mindful of your internal dialogue. Honor yourself. Be your own cheerleader. Forgive yourself and remain your own best friend through the ups and downs of life. Make a conscious shift to speak to yourself with more compassion, empathy, and kindness. Treat yourself as well as you would treat others, or the way you'd expect others to treat you. It all starts with your own inner voice. By showing yourself sensitivity, understanding, and gentleness, you can learn to be kinder and more compassionate towards others as well. How do you talk to yourself? Would you speak to others the way you speak to yourself? Would you treat others the way you treat yourself? Affirm, I honor myself. Today, write down 3 things you love about yourself and read them aloud in the morning and night. See, I was talking about that. Look at things that you love about yourself and smile about it. That's probably why I was channeling that. See, when I did that, that made me feel a lot better. I was like, oh, I have all these things that are pretty awesome about myself. I have to be grateful for that and appreciate that. So we're going to read the appetite card at the bottom of the deck. Go out of your comfort zone. Burst through your bubble. There is a first time for everything and for everyone. Get outside of your comfort zone to discover what feeds your appetite for life. It's easy to become complacent, to play it safe, and live in your self-created boundaries. Don't let your routine hold you back from challenging yourself. Embrace new and uncharted territory. It is in these exhilarating moments that you find inspiration and uncover what thrills you. Keep yourself on your toes and be excited for the day you have ahead. This is the space where you will learn the most, where you will grow and evolve into the best version of yourself. When was the last time you did something for the first time? What inspires you? Your affirmation is, I am capable of new and surprising things. Today, try something different to get inspired about life. You might plan a trip, try a new recipe, or buy a book by an author you've never heard of. All right, let's see what this full moon in Leo is bringing you. Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian Sirians, please reveal to us for highest good. What is the full moon in Leo bringing Virgo? Please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. Look at that. Conclusions are within reach. The full moon eclipse. It's eclipse stuff. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. Bottom of the deck is a personal issue reaches resolution. The full moon in Cancer. They always want me to read the book, so I'm going to read the book. New moon in Cap. Your hard work is paying off. First and foremost, this card suggests a new start for you professionally. Whatever has been going on in your working life, this card heralds the start of a new and improved work cycle. If you're unhappy in your current job, this is the time to either renegotiate your position or look for something new. Whatever your question, whether work-related or otherwise, a new plan and strategy is called for. You need to take a look at the long term and think about where you want to be in 12 months or even 5 years' time. That will inform your best course of action now, so think seriously about it. Drawing this card suggests it's a time for you to be ambitious about whatever it is that you want to achieve. Make a proper plan and execute it well. You need to be more disciplined to reach your goal. Hard work will make your dreams a reality. A very good omen for study or teaching. Don't be too controlling and avoid anyone who is controlling. Capricorn is a sign of ambition, building, and hard work. The energy is solid and rigid. The new moon in Capricorn is a powerful lunation that comes towards the end of each year and marks arguably the best moment annually to make a list of your hopes, dreams, ambitions, and intentions for the year ahead. Pulling this card at any time suggests that with planning and discipline, you can achieve whatever you set your mind to. There's also a problem with this. Planning, reevaluating your plans, investing your time, money, energy, money, and things that are going to be for your highest good, and being patient. The full moon eclipse. Let's see here. Just like that, a door slams shut. If you pulled this card, it suggests that the situation you're asking about is about to reach a peak or has just done so, and things are now out of your hands. What you're experiencing now is what your soul signed up for, a way for you to learn and for your soul to revolve. So allow events to unfold and be easy on yourself. If you're letting go of someone or something, know that it's the right time, as hard as it may be. Forgiving someone for what they did could be the key to resolving the situation in a positive way. I was talking about forgiving my ex-husband. That's funny. It doesn't make right what they did, but it releases it so you can move on. That which is meant for me will not pass me by. Doors will slam shut now and will not reopen. It's time for you to get back on track. Forgiveness will set you free of karma. Meditation, pranayama, and yoga nidra are all recommended now. I talked about yoga. That's kind of funny. Cede control and let events unfold. Full moons are nearly always about climaxes and very often about conclusions. Full moon eclipses are the same but on steroids. A full moon eclipse can be hard to handle because it portends change, something many of us are uncomfortable with. But change is part of life, and this card, no matter when you pull it, reminds you of that fact. Full moon eclipses also give us a glimpse into what Carl Jung called the shadow self, work with your darkness. That's so funny because they were telling me to look at the number of the temperance card, It's number 14. 14 breaks down to a 5, and that's change, but I didn't say it. All right, let's look at the full moon in Cancer because there's something in there that needs to be addressed. Things are likely to get very heated as full moon in Cancer is a super emotional sign, so there could be something of an explosion of feelings around now or surrounding your question. It's important to be sensitive to other people when you pull this card. There are some very fine sensibilities around, so tread carefully as you move towards your goals or dreams. This card indicates an especially feminine time. It also heralds the time to deal with any family issues coming up. Nothing to worry about. It signals a challenge is now coming to an end. This card also suggests both that a domestic matter or private issue will come to a head, and that it's a great time to move house. The answer to your question lies in being a kind leader. This is the time for you to step up and agree to overcome your insecurities. It may be best to move towards what you want in a sideways manner. Meditate to soothe heightened emotions. Don't be clingy. Stop sulking. Have you had enough family time lately? The heightened emotions of the Moon-Cancer combination can't be ignored. However, Cancer is one of the Moon's 2 home signs, so astrologically speaking, the Moon loves to be in this sign. In fact, she rules Cancer. That means that with this card, there's a sense that all is as it should be, or don't worry, all will soon be well. All right. Everything's going to be fine, Virgo. Just got to do your part. Have patience. Oh my gosh, seriously? They told me to take them. Hold on. Wait. They said, take this card and shuffle the rest. Okay. What is going on with... Oh, wow. Virgo's love life. I don't know if you saw that. Wait. Don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. It's exactly what I said. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances and you currently find yourself in. Oh my God. Guys. Again, with the patience. Don't rush it. Don't force it. I said allow nature to take its course. Thank you, Spirit, for that confirmation. The bottom of the deck is imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. You got to release the old so that the new can come in, Virgo. All right. Okay, Virgo, if you would like a personal reading with me or a coaching session, check out the description box below or hop on over to CapellaWellness.com. Check out the service suite there. I also do twin flame readings that's underneath the light counterpart category in my Capella service suite, or you can find some of those light counterpart readings in the description box below. For my course on reintegrating the divine feminine, it's happening February 13th, 20th, and 27th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to go over an 8-step process on how to bring back that feminine into your life, okay? And maintaining those energies and balancing with the divine masculine energies within yourself. We're going to have a Q&A session. I'm going to talk about my own experiences, about how I achieved that and how I maintain being the divine feminine Christ. And this is going to help you to tap into your unlimited potential, which is going to help support you in fulfilling your true destiny. It's also going to attract the divine masculine into your life when you reintegrate the divine feminine into yours and maintain those energies. All right. Information about that class is in the description box below, or if you go to CapellaWellness.com, it's underneath the coaching section. Okay, there's a direct link to all 3 of the classes that I am holding on those dates. If you have any questions about that class or you're reading here, anything about anything else, please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is in the description box below, or if you go to CapellaWellness.com, there are plenty of other places for you to contact me. All right, Virgo, that concludes your weekly reading. Thank you so very much for watching this video, for subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and for illuminating the thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. I wish you the best today and always. I send you so, so much love, and I hope I illuminated your well-being today. Again, this is Jazz from Capella Wellness, starring out.